Y'all know y'all can always count on your girl. You can always count on your girl to be transparent, but to also be objective, to take responsibility for my actions in the situation that happened, but to also be as transparent upfront as possible. I grew up believing that everything needed to just stay like in the house. Like you don't tell people what's going on in here. You don't air out your dirty laundry, show your skeletons in the closet and all the things. And it's all under this guise of this is what family is, this is what love is, this is what togetherness is. But really nobody feels together, right? Nobody feels together when it's all about just keeping secrets and saving face, right? Just making it look like it's all good when it's really not. Y'all can always count on me to be transparent, to be honest, be open, let y'all know the real. And not for the sake of saving face, because it really don't save nobody's face. You know what I'm saying? It just holds up a mask for, and no one can ever really like get any further, right? No issues can be resolved. There could be no type of understanding or anything because everybody just wants to sweep things under the rug. You know what? I'm not a sweeper under the rugger. Okay. So let's just go ahead and let's talk about this. I only stream our line dance classes on Facebook, right? About 2 weeks ago now, there was an incident that happened at line dance class. And it happened like at the beginning of line dance class. And what people saw, right? Because I went back and I watched the footage multiple times, and we're gonna watch it tonight too, right? But what people probably saw was there was like a interaction between me and another lady in line dance class, and it wasn't a good one. There was a clash, so to speak, and so what people probably saw is that this lady like dropped her stuff and she began to approach me in an aggressive way as if she wanted to fight me. And there was some other young ladies that were in the class as well. They stepped in, they stopped what by all accounts looked like it would have been like a fight. That's what people saw. Okay. Then you saw there was this exchange. There was a discussion about me going live and broadcasting the line dance class live and for the entire duration of the class. So that's what you heard. That's probably what you saw, right? Without even like really knowing anything that's going on. I'm just trying to imagine if I was just somebody watching on the outside, not knowing anything. So I'm just trying to give you that bit of a scenario. So that's probably what you saw, right? So correct me, you guys, if I'm wrong, if you like saw something different, let me know what you saw. But anyway, just trying to look on to the situation like after the fact. What I noticed was that there was this interaction. It was a negative interaction, and then there was like cussing. There was a back and forth, whatever, and there appeared to be what was about to be a fight, right? Until some other ladies stepped in and stopped the fight. Then, as the video progresses, you see me continuing to dance and line dancing and all that stuff, right? Then you probably see me leave the line dance class for a span of time, which by my count, I think was right around 25 minutes. I was gone from the class. And then I come back into the class and I just continue dancing. The live continues, everything continues as if nothing happened, right? Then I cut the live just like normal and we all go home, right? I say goodbye to you guys. Love y'all. Bye-bye for now and all the good stuff, right? So that's probably what you saw, right? Like from outside looking in. But of course, there's more to the story than what you saw on the video. So today I want to take y'all back and just tell you the story of how we got here, right? Like how did we get to this place where we are in line dance class and there seems to be a fight that's about to take place, right? Like how do we get here? Okay, so this is the video that we're going to watch, but let me just take y'all back, okay? Because this is what you saw was actually the second encounter. Okay, so let's go back. All right, the lady in question, we just call her Miss J. Okay, Miss J left for a while. And like I came into line dance class, y'all. I told y'all earlier in the video, I was real sick. I have fibromyalgia, I have lupus. The fibromyalgia is what really gives me problems. But really, since I really started really getting into line dance class, I feel like the fibromyalgia is like at a place where I'm really like managing it, right? Now, mind you, like this was all like around the time when I left the church and left the whole thing that my father's situation, right? So slowly, as I left that toxic environment and all the stuff that was going on at the church and between my father and I started just trying to like take more control over my health. I started realizing like that the health issues that I was dealing with was really tied to my connection with my father too. Maybe he didn't make me sick, right? But being around him in a toxic environment and all of that stuff that was going on was not helping me at all. It was making it worse. Like I felt like it was like a life and death situation that I needed to get away from all that toxicity, right? I left the church and probably about a year and a half later, I started getting into line dances. Now y'all like probably about 3 or 4, I don't even know how many years before that. I used to see Miss J and Miss Ann, like the teacher who teaches line dance, and it's like some of the older ladies or whatever. I used to see them at this club that me and my husband met at. I used to see them at the club and they would be line dancing. And I just was like, oh my God, I just want to do that so bad. And so I started asking, I was like, do y'all have line dance class and stuff like that? Do y'all meet up and everybody just learns? Because like, how does everybody know all the dances, right? So I just want to do it and I wanted to be part of it. And I'm not from here. Like when I met my husband is when I really like felt like I started to like have roots here, like in where I live, like in this county, like Calhoun County in Alabama. So I started feeling like I started getting roots here. And then like with the stuff that was happening with my family, I just felt I'm going to have to like create the family that I want because the family that I was given ain't working right for me. So, you know, like I started getting involved more in stuff that was going on. And one of my husband's classmates is in the chat and they just took me in, y'all, like class of 91, Aniston, class of 91, y'all, they are the real MVPs because they really just embraced me, y'all. And so I started to get more involved with stuff that was going on in my local community. And I was never able to really do that before because we moved around so much. Like I went to 5 different high schools And if y'all know me well, I finally graduated in Heflin, Cleveland, but I was only there long enough to graduate. So if you ask me if I know like a whole bunch of people, I probably don't know them. Like I knew a group of people, but I wasn't really there that long. But that's what my whole life was like. So actually, like finding somewhere where I can get roots was like I just wanted that so bad. So that's what Anderson was. And because my husband was from here, it was like I just used him and used his name and just be like, I'm family too. Y'all gotta adopt me because I'm his wife. And everybody did. It just seemed like everybody just really embraced me. I used to see the ladies at the club where I met my husband, and I just wanted to be involved. But it was still like several years before I ever did. And I really feel if I never left the church, I would have never even got involved in line dancing. Because like my father was such a like controller that if he saw us doing anything like in the community, he would like call for more services. He would make us have more services or make us like meet up at the church for something, a rehearsal or this or that. It was like he always just tried to isolate us, but he tried to do it in such a slick way that we didn't like really realize that we aren't even involved in our community because we're just so involved in this church. And it's like our ministry really didn't even go past the four walls for real. It was like people were just expected to come into our space, and that's how we ministered to them. But I didn't believe in that. I believed in like getting out and like meeting people and getting to know people and networking and doing all the things, right? So that's what you see me do now, right? So in line dance, I probably went for a year before I ever started going live in there. And because it was like it was doing such great things for me, I started picking up the line dances really good. And then like Shannon and Ann, like they started asking me to do other things, like to dance with them in other places and stuff like that. And it just was like, it was like amazing, right? This is my new little family. This is an extension of this family in this county that I've created. And so I started really like getting good at it. And because it did such great things for me, like why not tell everybody about it? Let's grow this thing. Let's get more ladies involved in line dance too. And then because I have this affinity for daughters in my own personal ministry and purpose, I felt like line dance was actually like a really great way to meet other women and connect with other women and just have that camaraderie. Like it's not a sorority. It's just like women who just dance, like just something simple, and everybody can do it. Like old ladies in there, kids in there, white women in there, black men in there. Like you see, anybody can line dance, right? So it just was like such a great way to bring this togetherness, right? So now I'm in line dance for a year or so, and now I'm like, okay, I want to spread the word, right? So I'm already like building my platform. I got my book out and I got all this other stuff. And I'm like, I may as well use like this platform to let people know about line dance class so we can all do this together. And even for people who aren't here, then yeah, like they can do it too. Like they can do it wherever they are. And it's almost like we're together, even though we're not together. Okay. So I'm like, I started doing like a little bit, right? I started really like minor. Okay. If y'all go back in history, I started like doing like just a couple dances, like showing y'all like a couple dances or whatever. And then I would record like a couple steps to the dances and just post that. And I don't know, one time I went live and I was like, y'all come to class. And I wasn't gonna stay on live the whole time. But then we were just having fun, and like more people were getting on the live, and they just enjoyed it, and everybody was just enjoying it. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stay on here, and so it just evolved into now all of a sudden like I'm streaming the entire class, and I'm like, y'all come to class, and if y'all can't come to class, then dance with us wherever you are. Like it just turned into something fun. Now I have to tell y'all, y'all know the way I grew up. I didn't tell y'all how I grew up, right? My father told us that it was somebody trying to kill us our entire lives, like our whole childhood, right? So I'm a paranoid person anyway, right? But I have like really calmed a lot of this down. Like I've got a lot of therapy and all of that, right? But so I'm a real paranoid person anyway. And if y'all ever just really watch the videos, you notice I'm like my head is always on a swivel there, and I'm always just like watching for things and stuff like that. It's something that like the trauma response, but it also was like I was taught this. And then I joined the military, which made it even more. So I started to feel like, is this safe? Is this safe for us to go live like this? Because people can have like bad intentions. And then I had this guy start like commenting on our line dance videos. He was like stalking me. And he started like writing stuff on my page. He was like tagging me and stuff. Like we had met and I had broke his heart or something, y'all. It was like crazy. So I like at that point I was like even more like paranoid about it. I'm like, okay, I don't know about this. But then the ladies were like, I'm watching, and like everyone it was like also this really good thing and this real pure thing with it too, even though it had this element that came with it of yes, people are gonna know where you are, they're gonna know what you're doing, like how many people are there. Like this is the kind of stuff that I think about because this is how first of all I was trained. This is like my trauma response because of how I grew up. So I think about okay, like we got these women in here, like this dude and already posted me and like we go together or something. He's stalking me and like it's getting crazy. So I was like, okay, but it's mostly good, right? It's mostly good coming from this, right? Like mostly good. People are watching, people are getting involved, more people are coming to classes. This is good. This is mostly good. And I'm just gonna watch out for all the other bad elements that are possible with this, try to mitigate any risk that are there, right? So this is my thinking, right? So then Miss J, like during this time, she's gone. She's gone for a whole year, right? Then she comes back. So she comes back and starts back going to line dance class. Now, mind you, Miss J is an old school, like she's been like I told you, she was one of the ones that I originally saw doing it, where I was like, I want to do line dance. She made me want to do it. So she's an OG about this, and she's not like really having it. It's okay, yeah, you going live and what you know what I'm saying, but this ain't how we really roll. You know what I'm saying? This is what she like. This is what she on. She like, this ain't really how we roll. So I ain't really. But for a while there was no problem. So probably for another year, seems like for another 6 months at least. Another 6 months, there's no problems at all. There's no issues, nothing being said or anything, right? Now I'm mindful still because like I know that not everybody wants to be on camera, and there's a lot of like line dance classes out there and they stream the whole class and stuff like that, but that's not my thing. I'm not gonna put anybody out there that doesn't want to be out there. So during class, I always tell people, hey, like I got the camera right here. It's always stationary. So if it's right here, it's really on me, but it's also on a few people, like on the instructor, and it's on a few people who don't mind or like being on video. I was always mindful of that. Now, one day we were in class and there have been like little things. You know how y'all know how like people would say little things or they say it in like a certain way and you pick up on it, but you just dismiss it because it's okay. That person's a little quirky. They're how they are. You know what I mean? It's just how they are. So I dismissed some of the little things that I would hear here and there. And there was one time that I hugged her and we're always friendly. We got tons of pictures together and everything. So it was always love between us. But one time I hugged her and she didn't hug me back. And then I was like, you ain't gonna hug me back. And if y'all know me, I'm real playful and I don't really take too much serious. Maybe she just wasn't in the mood, maybe whatever. So I didn't really think too much of it. I really just dismissed it. But it was a thing, right? It was a thing of note. I noted it. I remembered it. It was there, right? But it was like, okay, it's just whatever. It's forgotten, it's forgiven, whatever. And not forgotten, but forgiven for sure. So then one day I'm in class and I'm filming. And the only time I always use my tablet, y'all be seeing it. But anyway, so one time I was filming and I was filming the instructor Ann, right? And somebody was saying something to me or something like that. I was speaking to every people or whatever. And so I have let's say this is my tablet here. Y'all look, I'm on one. I done broke my tripod, y'all. Let me just take it off of here. I ain't gonna do it. Anyway, so let's just say this is my tablet, right? So I'm like filming, right? I'm filming Ann like in front of me. And let's say I turn around and I'm speaking to people. I'm like, hey, girl, you know how I do. Hey, girl. But I got the camera here and I'm not focused on what I'm doing in camera. Now Ann moves out of the camera shot to go and turn on the music or turn off the music because she's teaching a dance, right? She's teaching a dance, which is the only time I ever move the camera because I want people to be able to go back and look at the movement so that you can learn it on your own. And the only way that you can get the accurate steps is if I turn the camera around and show you like how it really is. Because usually I have the camera facing me where I can see myself because the camera goes out all the time whenever there's a copyright strike on Facebook, right? So I always have to like make sure I can see it and then I see y'all's comments, right? So I always have it facing me. But this time I turned it around so y'all can see the steps and y'all can see them accurately, right? So I got it like this and I'm like, hey girl, yeah, I know how I do, right? And Ann moves out of the camera shot. And Miss J is in the camera shot because she is also helping teach this dance. Now, this is a new thing that she started doing. I guess maybe she probably did it before or whatever. But so she's also helping teach the dance too, right? So the camera now is on her, spin dance, right? So this ain't funny, y'all. I don't know why I'm laughing. So she spins, right? And as she spins like right in front, like this is her. And she like spins right in front of the camera. And she get mad at me. And I was like, oh my God, I said, I'm so sorry. I was like, I wasn't even paying attention. I was like, you just spun right into it. And I was explaining to her what happened, even though like an explanation, I should just say, I apologize, whatever. But I was trying to explain what happened. So anyway, so she gets mad and then she says, people don't want you going live. And I was like, I'm sorry. I was explaining to her that I didn't mean for the camera to be in her face, that I just wasn't paying attention to it. I was like, and then she was saying that she was like, we're representing Aniston. And then I was just like, what? Are you implying that this is not a good representation of Aniston? I didn't say that, but that's what I'm thinking. In my mind, I just want to really de-escalate the issue because I really thought that I had mitigated this, right? You know how I be talking, you know what I'm saying? I thought I mitigated this, right? Because I knew that some people didn't want to be on camera. So I was like, so I explained to her, I was like, yeah, I just lifted up because she was teaching a dance. So I was like, but it's just gonna stay right here. So I was like, if anybody don't want to be a camera, they could just be behind her. So y'all never really see how many people are or who's in class for real, because there's a lot of people behind the camera shot. Okay, that was like the first incident. And I knew that there were some concerns. She said that there were some people who had disability cases and they didn't want to be seen dancing on video. So I was like, I know, because I already knew, because I'd already talked to these people. So I was like, the camera's right here, just be behind it. And that particular day, that particular person wasn't even in class. So I felt like in that moment, like I felt like it was petty. I'm just like, why are you making an issue out of a non-issue? And I was very dismissive. And so that's where like I really feel like I need to take like full accountability, right? Because I was dismissive of her concerns. Now, in my mind, I felt like I had already mitigated it. All the stuff that she was addressing, I had already addressed, right? So I already knew this is where it is. Certain people don't want to be filmed. That's fine. I respect anybody for whatever reason. I don't care. I don't care the reason. So I thought I had mitigated it. So I was very dismissive of her. I was like, whatever. So I started, that live ended up getting cut off for some reason. So I started the live back up and just continue on as usual. Totally like putting everything that she said in the back of my mind, noting, right, that at the time that she addressed the issue with me at that time, she was very like nasty, right? Like it was nasty. And I also feel like that's why I need to take accountability because of her approach. I wasn't trying to hear her anyway. So if there was a conversation that needed to be had, I wasn't going to have it because I already felt like the tone was disrespectful. The way you're going about it is disrespectful. Is it really that serious? You know what I mean? That's how I was. Now, when you start dismissing people and you dismiss their concerns, you dismiss them maybe because of the way they approached you. Maybe I didn't take into account what she was really saying. Instead, I was more concerned about how she did it. And I didn't like that. And so I wasn't very open or responsive to her at that point. Then there were more things that started to happen as time progressed. I still continued to do what I was doing. I didn't really hear her say anything else about it really for some weeks or maybe months. I don't really know like how much time has gone by. But then there was like a couple of like little digs, right? I was just like, dang, what's going on? I don't really know what I did. Y'all ever be having those moments you just be like, what did I do? You know what I mean? If you tell me what I did, okay, first of all, let me make it right. And did I really do something? Or like, where is this energy coming from? So I really couldn't understand like the energy, but still, I ain't really gonna let it like ruin nothing for me. Like I'm just gonna still do what I do. Like I'm just doing me, right? We go out of town. Y'all, we go on a field trip. Oh Lord. God, we go on a field trip. And the kids love to act up when you go on a field trip. My God, you know how you gotta go to the store. You be like, don't touch nothing, don't ask for nothing, don't ask to spend the night, don't act up, don't. You know what I'm saying? You know how you gotta get your kids to talk. Now, before we got to that event, me, Daphne, and Shantae was in the car. We was like, okay, now we on a field trip. Okay, we need all the kids to act right now. Okay, but all the kids they act right. All the kids they act right. So again, okay, now I was feeling energy, right? I was feeling the energy from her. Now I sat on the way on the other side of the table, right? It was a long table, about 8 seats between us or something. I sat away on the other side, but I was still feeling this energy, and I would get like little glances, and I just be like, "Dang, you know what I'm saying? What is this? Where is this energy coming from? I don't know, right?" Then, okay, look, let's all take a group picture because we all out of town. We on a field trip. Let's all take a group picture. So we all get together to take a group picture, and there's this chair in the way. Now, this is where I gotta take responsibility because I think I miscalculated. I don't know. I saw her going for the chair, right? She had a tablet in her hand. I think she was trying to prop her tablet up on the chair. Maybe this is what I'm thinking. I moved the chair, but I could have sworn like that she like was going for the chair, but she like did stop going for the chair. So I moved the chair because the chair's in the way. So I moved the chair. And then I'm thinking at the same time, like she gets mad at me right then and there. Like right then and there, it's like she on fire. I could have cussed her out at the you. That's what you would have thought. She got so mad at me moving that chair, y'all. I moved that chair, and then I called her name. I was like, Miss J, you know, you want to put your tablet? She was like, don't say my name. Wait, what happened? Don't say my name. She got mad, y'all, like mad. And I still was like, dang, okay, yeah, I messed. Okay, yeah, I miscalculated. I moved the chair. She was going for the chair. I thought she stopped going for the chair, so I moved the chair, was in the way. Then I realized that her body language was a ways when I moved the chair. So I was like, oh, so I was like calling her name about like, here, you put your thing down on the chair. Really, just really innocently. I guess if I was to look at it from her eyes, right, which is what you should do, you should always look at it from someone else's perspective. Then if she already is like upset with me for whatever reason or for all the reasons, right, then me moving that chair is okay. Like this is okay. You doing too much. Okay. And she's probably, this is what she's probably thinking. Right. So I'm like, okay, then like, I'm not really like backing down, but I'm not aggressing or anything like that. I'm just like holding my own. Okay. Like chill. Like I'm not just letting her talk to me any kind of way. And she was talking to me any kind of way. Okay. It was ugly. It was very ugly. And so I just stood my ground in that moment, right? Because I'm like, y'all, like to me, it's okay. I'm seeing this and I see like there's men there, but there's mostly women, right? It's just all these women around. And I'm just like, she really just gonna like just do me, just gonna talk to me any kind of way, like loudly in front of all these women. What are you doing? I felt like in that moment, look, like look, now, I don't know what you was thinking about. I don't know the impression that you have, but this is not what's gonna happen. So I'm like, I'm just holding my own, right? Not aggressing in any way. But then she tries to fight me. Like she's coming at me aggressively, and someone jumps in just like what you guys saw on the video. Okay, I'm not understanding y'all, like for real. But I'm gonna take responsibility for what I did. Okay, I moved the chair. I dismissed her those times when she addressed some issues with me about the video and all of that stuff. Like I was very dismissive, and maybe from her perspective, I'm all wrong. So okay, the next Monday, I want to just give it a minute. So I don't go to class. I'm just like, let me just give things time, cool down. I don't really know where the energy's coming from. I don't really I'm really shocked, y'all, because I don't really have very many people who try to fight me. And for someone to really come at me like they want to fight me and they're looking at me like they want to harm me that's on a whole other level for me. That takes me somewhere. And it hurts me seriously because I really pride myself on respecting people and honoring people. Even though I admit that I was dismissive of her concerns and I did move the chair, I still would have been like, I would have apologized had the energy not been so aggressive and so angry and so dangerous. It was like, it was bad, right? So now we fast forward to this day when I come to class. Now, this is my first time back to class after the out of town incident. So now, you guys, we are finally at this point where we can review the video that you all probably saw. I don't like this, y'all. Hold on. Let me just show y'all the actual video because I want y'all to be able to see this really good. So let me stop this screen share and I'm gonna share, excuse me, I'll share the actual video. Hold on. So that y'all can, let me see, it's, you know how Facebook makes you record, like it makes you record long ways. Is that the right way? Long ways. So let me share this one now. Share screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is now we're here. Now we're here. This is my first day back to class after the out of town incident. Okay. All right. I don't really know what to expect when I get in there. I'm a little bit late. So I come in there. I don't know. Maybe they've listened to 2 songs already or danced to 2 songs already. So I come in the middle or near the end of this song. And so I just set my stuff up and like normal and just go ahead and just start dancing with everybody like normal, right? So I gotta mute this because I don't want copyright strikes for the music. So and I'm gonna walk y'all through this. I'm gonna walk you through it. and explain what's happening. And let me switch these around so y'all can see better. Here's the thing though, y'all. I just don't want y'all to stop going. I feel like I worked hard to build it, and I really feel like it's really good, and I just don't want y'all to stop. And that's my dilemma right now. But I know it's important for me to be transparent about what happened, because I can't just leave y'all to just not know what happened and like where I stand in this whole thing. Okay, why can't I switch these? Can y'all see this good? Can y'all see it good? Okay. Okay, so this is where Miss J first mentions the live. You can see her pointing at it right there. You can see her pointing at it. And let me just go ahead and put this as a disclaimer. Y'all, I'm talking about this and I'm being very transparent about this, but y'all, please do not think that I want any type of retaliation or anything. Y'all know that is not what I'm about. Okay? It's important for us to talk about this because this type of stuff is important to discuss. But y'all, like, don't make this any more toxic than what it has already become. Like, I just want to remove the toxicity from it, which in my mind is to remove myself from this situation. But we're gonna talk about that after this. So she's pointing at the live now. And I think I can go ahead and play this volume because there's no songs playing right here, I don't think. Hold on. So I see her making note of it. And then she comes back and now she approaches me about the live. And she said that people don't want me going live. And this is what I say. Can y'all hear it? Y'all let me know. Can y'all hear it? Let me make sure. Excuse me. Can y'all hear it? Can you hear it? About the live. 2 songs already, or dancing 2 songs already. Everybody like? Oh, make sure y'all can hear this video. Okay. All right. Y'all still give me a thumbs up the video. Okay. So I look at the camera. I don't know why I look back at the camera like that. Why I look at y'all? Why I did that? I think in my mind I was thinking, God, how am I gonna handle this? I don't know. Hold on. Oh, okay. Look, obviously I didn't handle it the way she wanted me to handle it, y'all. Cause y'all see, hold on. Let's go back. Look what I did. Y'all see that? Do y'all see this? Yeah, I'm not making this no better. I ain't making this situation no better. Okay, I'm like, this is what I say. You need to go about your business. You need to go about your business. Okay, period. And now she gonna tell on me. Can y'all hear me good? I think in my mind I was thinking, y'all, this one got me in trouble. Always laughing about stuff. She went over and told on me, y'all. She said, I told her about that live and she told me to go about my business. And did. Okay. Y'all, I'm not making this situation no better. Okay? Because what I did, look what I did. Girl, you got some nerve. Girl, she said, she told me to go about my business. And I did. Okay? Because why are you messing with me? And see, that's what I was thinking in my mind, y'all. See, I don't know if I had the right spirit. Okay? Because at that time, I'm just like, why are you messing with me? Like that, but again, like that's what y'all can let me know. You know what I'm saying? Check my demeanor. Do I have the right attitude? Do I have the right spirit about this whole situation? I told her to go about her business, y'all, because I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, leave me alone. So now I know Ann man. Who want to be on the video? Who want to be on the video? And like y'all, I know that there are some people who like it, right? And I know that there are some people who don't. And I really thought that I was respecting those people, even though, like I said in the beginning of the video, I had my own issues, my own reservations about going live and continuing to do it. Have we done enough where it's okay, everybody knows we're here, we do this, come join us, so you're welcome to come and all that stuff. And then, okay, like we can just let this go. But I don't even feel after the approach, you know what I'm saying? After the interaction, that I was even open to like having that discussion really. So again, this is where I take accountability because do I have the right attitude about this? Okay, let's continue. Now, see, this is where, now look at my body language, okay? I got my hand on my hip. Y'all see it, okay? Got the fan weighing, the hand on my hip, and you see my stance, right? And you can see, like, I clearly have an attitude. Like, I do. I have an attitude because I'm just like, okay, now you're trying to solicit people to have a problem. You know what I mean? Even though we've already addressed this, people know it's here, people know to get behind, all the things. Like, now I feel like you're creating a problem, and now you're trying to get people to co-sign with you, even though it's really not an issue. But then, and again, is that me being dismissive? Possibly. Let's continue. But I clearly don't have the right posture here. Okay. Now she tell people to not be scared. And it's just, what would they have to be scared for? Just say you don't want to be on the video. It's fine. I respect you. Like, you're not gonna get any pushback from me. Okay. Then I don't know if you guys heard it. She said she's gonna be live the whole time, and then someone says, "Oh no." Then it's now you're creating this like picture of what it's gonna be like, even though it's gonna be on me the whole time. Now, granted, we did do the circle dance where people were in the video shot, and again, that's a place where okay, is that an area of concern because now people are on the move, so. Is that an area where we could talk about this? But again, I wasn't even in no space where I want to talk about it anymore because it's like you keep coming at me wrong. You know what I mean? So then that leaves the question, right? In a discernment, thinking about this from a discernment perspective, you got to think back on your own actions and how you handled the situation. Were you even receptive to hearing what this lady had to say? And I would have to say, no, I wasn't. I didn't like the way she came at me. I was like, she already done tried to fight me one time. And I'm not trying to hear nothing she said. To me, it's don't say anything to me because you don't like me. You see me and you want to do harm to me, obviously, because you want to fight me, right? So, like, to me, is there's something to talk about? Just go on about your business, leave me alone. It was like, that's the energy I was giving. But again, that may have contributed to the escalation of this situation. And then in my mind, I'm just like, why is it so serious? Then obviously you see that she goes out because she's not getting the response that she wants to get. And so she wants to take it further and further. And so that is what's happening on the video. It ends up going further and further. Before it could do that, there's a second attempt to fight me. Okay, now you see I'm popping my fan. And if you look close, if you look close, I'm biting my lip. Okay. Right there, that's a lip bite. I'm trying to hold my peace type of thing. So I'm popping my fan, and to me, it's letting out aggression at that time. I'm feeling aggression myself, and I'm just gonna pop it out, right? So I'm just popping. But I can feel this, y'all. I have become like so in tune with myself. Like I know when I'm about to match energy with you. I can feel it. I can feel it welling up in my tummy. Like I can feel it, and it's like butterflies, and it starts to well up inside me. And that's why I know, okay, I'm about to act off of emotion, and so I need to put myself in check because I know what this feeling is. This is a pivotal moment where I can react in a way that is not good, or I can react in a way that's good. And I can feel it start to well up in me, right? So I'm popping my fan, I'm biting my lip, and I'm just trying, God, just work with me, Jesus. So I'm popping, okay? Let me go back a little bit because y'all got to see. Now I'm talking junk. I am talking junk. Y'all, I told you I'm gonna be honest about my own part. I am talking junk, right? Now, I don't need to be getting all cocky and extra with it. I was just like, why we got all these people in the class then, right? And that's not the right attitude to have. Like, I do know that I was instrumental in getting people more, like, increasing this class size. Like, I know that I was instrumental in that. But I don't need to get to no point where it's just like, where everything I do is infallible because I've helped this class grow. That's just not the right attitude. But that's the attitude I was like, that's what was happening in this moment. See, look at my body language, y'all. Mm-mm. This is where it gets bad. That is not a proud moment for me, you guys. It's not a proud moment. This is what I was doing. It's not funny, but it's funny. I was like, bye. I said, bye. Y'all, wrong. Just wrong as two left shoes. Wrong. Just wrong. I'm like, that's taunting. Like, really, it was. I taunted her in that moment. I was like, bye. Y'all know, y'all know that show? That, what was it, like Medea somewhere, where the girl was like, Byron. Y'all, I was so annoying. I was like, bye. And just pop. Like, I was taunting her. Look. See, I said, bye. Bye. Then, y'all, I taunted her again. Again, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard that. I said, you acting up on live. Oh my God. Y'all. I was not innocent in this, okay? I was definitely like, I was giving a little spice. I was giving a little spice back. I was just like, leave. You're the only one with a problem. Like, just go. I was like, bye. Y'all, just annoying, just taunting her. Look, I taunted her. Like, she pissed me off. It's like she pissed me off, and then it was like, I felt that welling up in my spirit. I said, Lord, help me, Jesus. Because I was about to match energy. And yeah. So, like, I'm not innocent in this situation. This is the thing. We have seen, okay, in a lot of recent headlines, right, where there are things that you can do to de-escalate situations, right? So that they don't get to this. And were there things that I could have done to prevent it from getting to this? Yeah. Yeah. I could have really just stopped the video. I really could have. Right? But it's like at that point, I'm just like, nah, you ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way. You ain't gonna handle me. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. You ain't gonna bully me. You ain't gonna this, that, and the third. And so then, like, how is this situation? How are we gonna remedy this? How are we gonna de-escalate this situation if I am also like giving a little bit of spice back? So you see what I'm saying? You see how, and truthfully, I could get on here and just be like, oh, she wants to fight me. And yeah, that is a fact of the matter. And I can admit, and I can admit my wrong and also highlight the fact that even though what you saw is what you saw, and I told you the story from before, I cannot imagine, even in all of that, what I have done to make someone look at me and want to harm me. That's the part that just blows me away, right? Now I can say I'll go back and okay, yeah, she has concerns about me going live in this class. I need to listen to her concerns, honor her concerns, mitigate whatever her concerns are so that we can still promote this class, but still be in a safe environment where everybody feels like they can let loose, they can have fun, they can just be girls or just dance or whatever the case may be, right? But I didn't do that. Okay, I didn't do that. I didn't de-escalate this situation. And if we don't acknowledge these types of things, then we will continue, right, to have kids who don't de-escalate situations either. Now, there's really no need for us to continue watching this video. You've seen enough, right? Like you've seen enough and you know where I'm going with this. This situation has escalated to a point where I don't feel safe, right? Now, she had concerns about safety and I think that I ignored them, right? Which is what I was dismissive of her concerns because she didn't approach me right, because she didn't say it right, because I don't know what her motives are, or whatever the case may be, right? But now I've allowed this situation, right? So taking accountability, taking responsibility, I've allowed this situation to get to a point now where I don't feel safe returning. And in the spirit of transparency, because you guys know that I will always be transparent, this situation escalated to a point where another person came to the center. And even though I did not see this for myself, I was informed that person had a knife. And because of what the situation was, I assume, and I think I rightly assume, that had that situation went any further that night, that it may have been worse. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is, right, is that because I allowed this situation to get to where it is, right, by initially ignoring her concerns, then we've gotten to this point now where it's a major concern for me. And I think that the best thing to do, the mature thing to do, is to continue to promote this class because it is a wonderful class. And I believe that the only reason that it got to the point where it got to is because I know how to de-escalate situations, but I just didn't do it. I didn't do it. She can take responsibility for whatever she wants to, or none of it. I don't care. But when it comes down to being a discerning person, being a discerning daughter, then you have to realize that sometimes, because of your decisions, then you have to make decisions that you don't want to make later on. I think that's what we see in a lot of situations where we need to be a little more diplomatic. We need to be a little more, how can we work this out to where it doesn't escalate to violence? And if we don't, as adults, acknowledge our own mess ups, just like I did, then all of the kids that were there that night will see how this ended up. How would they learn through seeing what we have done, what we've experienced, right? What the incidents or the events that we've gotten ourselves into? How can we expect them to learn from that? Or what do we expect for them to learn from that? Because they're going to learn something. Either they're going to learn the right thing or the wrong thing. And I happen to know that the girls that were there, the young girls that were there, that was their first night there. And I am so embarrassed. And I am so heartbroken that they saw it. But I also have to acknowledge that this could be a blessing, right? Because they see me on live, right? Which is why they wanted to come to class. But now they can see me, acknowledge my wrongs, right? Acknowledge my part in this situation and acknowledge that sometimes you just have to remove yourself. Sometimes you just have to walk away. And it's not a loss. It's not, oh, she won. Or, oh, don't let her have the last. Don't let her have her way. Don't, no. Because if I acknowledge my wrong in this situation, then I really could have fixed this before it ever got here. And because I allowed it to go there, then now I have to remove myself. That is what I have to do. Like, it's my consequence. I don't want anything else happening. I don't want anything happening to her. I don't want anything happening to the other person who came with a knife. I don't want anything to happen to anybody else there. I want everybody to still go and still enjoy, and we just know that at least for my part of this, I'm taking responsibility, I'm taking accountability, and acknowledging that my consequence now, because I allowed it to get this far, is that I have to remove myself. But I still want y'all to go. I still want y'all to enjoy, because I just know how good it was for me. I just know how good it was for me. And I just know, like, the benefits of it. And it's not like like I can't dance no more. You know what I mean? It's not like that. But it's just, this is my consequence. I don't want to say it's a punishment, but it's my consequence for not handling this differently, sooner, earlier, better. There's a lot I could have done differently. And I'm not proud of this, y'all. I'm not proud of this at all. I'm hurt. I've shed tears over this. I am bothered by this. But my goal is that this community of daughters that I'm building is strong. And how can it be strong? How can I talk to y'all about discernment and don't even use discernment of my own actions? This is discernment in real time. This is me taking accountability for my wrongs in this. Hey, y'all. Hey, there ain't no stress no more, Tara. We good, girl. We good. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't either. And you guys, y'all got to think, a lot of people saw this video, and a lot of people have different types of ways that they feel like I should have reacted. Some people feel like I should have matched energies and I should have fought her and all this. Nah, come on, y'all. No. I really can't even, first of all, I can't fathom fighting nobody. Okay, first of all, at this big old age, I didn't fight people when I was a kid. That's not my ministry. And I believe that every situation can be like de-escalated. Just think about the headlines of what we see in today. And we're just so happy to push people to fight. Just fight it out like they used to do in the day. We never used to get guns. We used to just fight it out. No, these kids are stomping each other's heads. Like, people are literally dying from fighting too. Y'all got to stop this. Seriously. And if this is happening to women at our big old age, I'm nearly 45 and I think she's nearly 70. We should both be ashamed. I'm ashamed. Like, literally, I'm ashamed, y'all. So ashamed that I need to come on here and show y'all this is not it. This is not it. And I messed up in this situation. Like, I messed up big. It should have just never went there. And I could have totally done something else, anything else to de-escalate, but definitely not taunting her and telling her to leave and talking loud. And like, there was a lot of things I could have did differently, y'all. What'd you say, Tara? You said that when I was talking about your illness in the church? Oh, when I was talking about it? That's what it is, y'all. Teach your kids to de-escalate situations. When I think back, it didn't just start here at this line dance class that y'all saw. There were a lot of things I could have done previous to this. And I just didn't. And so this is a lesson for me. Don't let it get this far. Of course, I never would have thought it would get this far. And maybe that's another thing. I just didn't even think like it would go there. Like, I could possibly think that. But that's how we have to think now. That's how we have to think, always with a sense of, even if you have to remove yourself, even if you have to dismiss yourself, walking away is not punking out. Like, leaving a toxic situation is not you letting them have the upper hand or letting them win. No. And if you lose the battle to win the war, as they say, then let that be it. It's just, I'm going to bow out right now. But for something like maybe later on, maybe this could be resolved in some way. I don't see myself ever returning, y'all. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the knife situation bothered me beyond measure, right? And it bothered me because I feel like more people knew that there was a knife there, that I could possibly be like in real danger. And I don't feel like enough people told me about it. The people who knew didn't tell me. And I'm hurt. I'm hurt by that. And I just, like, trust is a real big thing for me. I don't have very many people. Like, I don't have very many family. You see the stuff, like, you guys have seen publicly what has been happening in my family. I don't have very many people here that I just feel like have my back. Like, when you move to a small town, you're not from a small town. It's like everybody's related, everybody's connected some type of way, and you're not. And that was always clear to me wherever I went. But especially in the South, in small towns in the South, you know that you're not from there. And like, I learned early on, I think my parents told me this: don't ever talk about anybody because everybody's related. Like, you be talking about somebody's cousin, you don't even know it. And I just feel like that's a blind spot for me. And it's a spot where, like, I feel unsafe. And like, that also is a trauma response from my childhood. Like, if I feel unsafe, and it don't really take a whole lot for me to feel unsafe. And if I feel unsafe, I just can't be there. And I can't be around people who won't warn me of danger. And I feel like I wasn't warned that somebody had a knife. And when I said it, I feel like people knew and they didn't tell me. And it was like, so would you have rather just me be blindsided by this? I don't understand that. And so I just can't get with it. I can't get with it. It's the people that I have around me. I have to trust them because like I can't trust my own father. So it's like y'all got to think about the different walks of life that people come from and like how that impacts their belief system, how they move, how they interact with people, the friendships they have and stuff like that. Like all of that stuff impacts me. So like people say you're supposed to just grow up and you grow out of your trauma, but you really don't. That trauma shows up in your friendships. It shows up in line dance class. It shows up at work. It shows up in your romantic relationships. It shows up with your kids. It shows up. And so I'm just like to the point where I have let so much out and unburdened myself with so much of what has happened in my childhood that I'm aware that there are so many things that happened in my childhood that affect me today. And because of that, I can't, y'all. I can't. I have to trust you. I have to trust you. And I just don't. Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. You said walking away is victory. You prevented them from making you do something you regret. The fact that you regret the outcome shows your true character. You are amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. I'm not going to hold y'all much longer. Unless y'all have any questions or comments or concerns. Like I told y'all, one of the things that some of the ladies said when we had the first incident, we were out of town, they said, we family, we don't need to do this in front of people and stuff like that. And I'm just like, y'all, I don't believe in that. I don't, because I came from a family that I couldn't trust. And I just know what it's like to like, sometimes you got to make your own family. And that's just my walk in life right now. It's like, I have to make my own family. And if people present themselves to not be, they're not friendly. I can't ever call somebody my family if they can really look at me and want to harm me. Do y'all understand that? That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I can't do it. I gracefully bow out. I bow out, acknowledging that I take a major role in this and that it just didn't have to get here. But because we are here, I just have to bow out. Being blood isn't being family. Being family is a choice, and nothing hurts more than choosing to be family and getting betrayed. Ooh, that's a word right there, child. That's a word. That is a word. Yep. But anyways, I thank y'all for listening to me, and y'all know I will be back talking about discernment, talking about all the things. I'm still working on my book and all that stuff. I think I've gotten a little distracted. Like sometimes when stuff like affects me emotionally, it's like I really can't even hardly function. Like sometimes I just can't. Sometimes it affects the fibromyalgia, and sometimes I start getting sick. I did get sick, but I was taking out some aggression, so I started doing yard work. But I was doing yard work when it was that weekend when it was like super cold outside, and then I went to dance. You guys know I went and danced for Jay Marshall. Y'all look him up. He's a really good artist. So I danced for the background for Jay Marshall, and it was really cold out there, y'all. So I ended up like catching a cold. So I'm just still getting my voice back. But yeah, like when stuff affects me emotionally, y'all, I get sick. Like I'll get sick from it. So I have to really watch my environment, watch my emotions. Like when I see stuff get me down, like I'm really in tune with people's emotions. So I have to pray that it doesn't start weighing me down. I was like one of those type of people that like I would feel people's energy and it would just weigh on me. So I have to pray about that all the time, that I can feel people, but that I don't carry their burdens or carry their emotions. So it's just something that I'm working on. But I love y'all and I thank y'all for listening. And I pray that y'all got something from this. Let your kids see this. Let your daughter see this. And we could totally de-escalate these situations, even if you have to walk away. Okay. Now, y'all know I love that class. Y'all know I do. But this is my consequence. I got to walk away from it. If there's a situation like that, and y'all got to walk away from something that you love to keep the peace, then do that. Do that. Okay. I love y'all. And bye-bye for now. Y'all, you are important to me. I need you to survive. Bye-bye for now.